Okay, so we're going to move on to our statistics unit, and this section here is pretty easy. Okay, so we're going to talk about mean, median, and mid-range. I'm also going to talk about mode as well. So the mean is another word for average. When you average all the numbers and divide by how many you have, you add them all up and divide by how many you have. Median is your middle number after putting them in order. You must rather put it smallest to largest or largest to smallest, and then you take the middle number. If there is two middle numbers, you average them. And then the mode, which it doesn't say in these directions, but you'll see it, might as well do it. It's the number that occurs most often. So for me, mode is most. Okay? So the mean is the average, the median is the middle number after you put them in order, and the mode occurs the most often is the number. Mid-range you may not be familiar with. You're going to take the smallest number, add it to the largest number. Oops. I can do the pound sign, okay? And you divide it by 2. And that'll give you the mid-range. Okay, so on these numbers right here, let's find the mean first. Then we'll find the median and the mode and then the mid-range. Okay, so for the mean, you add them all together and you divide by how many you have. In this case, 1, 2, 4, 6. 6 plus 7 is 13. Then we have 4 9s, which is 36. So when you add it, no matter how you add it, you end up with 49. When you add these numbers up, and then you divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again, let me just double check that 49. So we have 9 times 4 plus another 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. Plus 4. Yeah, we get 49. Now again, you can do 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus, you're going to end up with 49. Okay, now we're going to divide it by 9. Because I'm telling you, the instructions didn't say anything, but because I'm telling you, let's round it to 1 decimal place. So that's going to be 5.4. And that's only because I'm telling you to do it. The median, we have to put these numbers in order. So I'm going to do that over here. Oh, well, never mind. They already are in order. Usually they're all mixed up, but I think I made it easy on us when I made this worksheet. Because there's 9, that means there's a middle number, okay? This 7 is the middle number because you'll notice there's 4 numbers to the left and there are 4 numbers to the right of it. So 7 is the median number. And the mode is the number that occurs the most, the one that is mentioned the most, and that would be 9 because there's 4 of them. Sometimes you can have no mode. You can have more than one. In this case, the 9 is mentioned more than anything else, so that would be our mode. Now, had the 9 not been there, like let's say we only had this, then our mode would be 1 and 2 because they're both mentioned twice. If every number is only mentioned 1 time, then there's no mode. So, the mid-range is the smallest number plus the largest number. So it's 1 plus 9 divided by 2. Well, 1 plus 9 gives us 10. 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. Okay, right here. Let's do the mean first. We're going to add them up. So take your calculators out. 6, I'll do it the right way. 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9. When you add them up, you get 65. Now, I'm going to do it my way just to make sure the 65 is correct. We're not finished because we got to divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Apparently I like 9. I don't really know why, or did when I made this up. But I'm just going to make sure that 65 is right the way I do it. I'm just going to do 12 plus 28 plus 16 plus 9. Yeah. Okay, and then divided by 9. And let's do, again, 1 decimal place, 7.2. The median, again, it is in order. I didn't make you order it. You will notice that 7 is going to be in the middle because you have 4 numbers to the right and 4 numbers to the left of it. So that's our middle number. Our mode is the one that occurs the most. In this case, it is 7. And then the mid-range, our smallest number is 6. Our largest number is 9. So 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 divided by 2 is going to give us 7.5. And yes, you can do that on your calculator and it'll give you 7.5. Okay, this one right here, mean. Let's add those up. I think I gave you 9 numbers again. I think you should get 65. Let's just double check again. 5 plus. Yep, 65 divided by, I'm sure there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's change this problem. Okay, let's change it and let me put, let's say a 10 down here. Okay, let's add another number there. So that gives us 75 now. And now we have 10 numbers. So we're going to get 7.5. And this is going to let us do something else with the median. Let me move that over. It's out there. Let me put it more with these numbers. Okay. The median, because there's an even amount, that means we have 2 medians, okay? Now, if you don't know quite how to do that, to get to that median, we can, see if I can do this, I can't do it that way. The 10 and the 1, okay, 1 from each side, another 1 from each side, another 1, and just work your way to the middle numbers. We have 2 of them. 8 plus 9. Okay, we have 2 middle numbers. You have to average them, which means you're going to add 8 plus 9 and divide by 2. Okay, that's going to give us 8.5 because that's the number that's directly in the middle of this. So to average them, you add them together and divide by 2. So that gives us 17 divided by 2, and when you do that on your calculator, you'll get 8.5. The mode is the one that occurs the most. In this case, we have 4 9s. So let's put, I should have put another 8 in there, but oh well. If I had put an 8, there would have been 4 8s and there would have been 4 9s. At that point, it would have been 8 and 9. You would have had 2 of them. And then the mid-range. Smallest number is 1. Largest number is 10. That gives us 11. Divided by 2 gives us 5.5. Which of these data sets... Oh, I changed the problem now. It's probably messed up, this one here. Which of the data sets have the same mean, median, and mode? Well, the same mean. None of them now. It was going to be these two before I added that 10 in there. Oops. Oh well. Same median. This is 8.5, 7, and 7. Okay, so 1 and 2 have the same median. And the same mid-range. Again, I changed the problem, so none of them. I'm sure this one probably was one of these up here. Oh well. Oops. I think it would have been these two, because it would have been 1 and 9, so it would have been 1 and 3 would have had it. Oh well. So I messed that problem up. If each data set represents a class set of quiz scores, which class did the best on the quiz? Okay. Here's where we need to talk about the difference between mean and median. Okay? Sometimes the mean is a better representation, but most of the time the median is. Okay? The reason for that is, look at these here. If we looked at the median, okay, this median here was 7. But it's okay, but there was 4 people that did worse than 7 and 4 that did 5. The mean, I don't even see a 5.4. But this one right here, I think this one would have been probably, I don't know, actually these would have been higher. Because it says each set, well, now that I changed the problem, represents a class, which class did the best on the quiz. I think it's this one here, because the median, now that I switched it, the mean is higher, and so is the median, both of that. So this would be number 3. I can't tell you what it would have been like had I not changed the problem, because I don't have the answers. The reason you don't always want to take the average is because if there were, let me see, let me just make up some quizzes. Or your homework grades. Let's say you didn't do the first one. You did the second one and got a 94. You did the third one and got a 90. And the fourth one, let's say you made a 100. Now this is only on 4 grades, okay? So here, if you were to do the median, you would first put them in order: 0, 90, 94, and 100. For the median, we have 2 middle numbers. So you would average them. You'd take 90 plus 94 and divide it by 2, and you'll get 92. 90 plus 94, hit enter, divided by 2, and it gives you a 92, because that's the number that falls in the middle. But if you take the mean of these, because I always love this, everybody's like, oh, I got a good grade. I've got an A or a B. But watch what happens when you have 0 plus a 94 plus a 90 plus 100. You add those up and you get that. And then you divide it by, oops, not multiply, you divide it by 4. That 0 brought it down to a 71. Now, if these were your homework grades, does that 71 represent your homework grades better, or does the median? If I'm talking about putting forth effort, maybe this, but if I actually, on what you know of your homework, in this case, the median is a better representation. Okay, when you're looking at houses, when you were looking at the houses and stuff, you would have found that on like Zillow, they will always say the median house price is, and that's because there are multi-million-dollar houses that'll throw things off, but then there'll be houses that are only like $15,000. Those are not like the average house price like in Knoxville. This number here it is so far away from these, it has a special name. It is called an outlier. You need to know that word. An outlier skews the information because it's rather really low or really high. Okay? So, all right, let's take a look at reading a graph. Okay, they give us math ACT scores. We've got people who scored in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, and a 23. Now, we have to find the average. So here's what you have to do, and this may take a little while, is you had 3. The frequency is how many people scored a 15. Well, we had 3 of those. And then for 16, we had 5 people. Then you only had 1 17, 1 18, 3 19, 1 20, 1 22, and 2 people that scored a 23. Now, if you want, you can say list 15 plus 15 plus 15, but I'm going to just say 3 times 15 because there were 3 people that scored a 15. Plus, there were 5 people that scored a 16. Now, if you want, you can do 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16. There was 1 person that had a 17. 1 person had an 18 in the class. 3 people made a 19. So again, I'm going to say 3 times 19. But again, you can list it 19 plus 19 plus 19. Plus 1 person made a 20. 1 person made a 22. And 2 people made a 23. I'm going to add all that up. Again, if you want to list out 3 15s, you can. But I'm going to say 3 times 15 plus 5 times 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 3 times 19 plus 20 plus 22 plus 2 times 23. This is really hard because I'm hoping my math is right. And I get 305. Now, I'm just going to double check that real quick before I figure out how many people are in the class. So, hold on, I'm just double checking my calculations. Because I don't have you guys here to help me say, yeah, it's right, or no, it's wrong. Okay, so I got 305 twice. If it's wrong, I apologize, but I did it twice. Now we got to figure out how many people were in the class. Well, there were 3 here, 5 here, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 people in the class. All I did was there were 3 people here, 5 here, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 2. So if you add that up, that's 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 16, 19. Did I miss something? Or did I count wrong? 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 14, and 17. I screwed up there, sorry. So it was 17. Good thing I had to do it 3 times now. And we're going to divide it by 17. Got 305. And the average was about a 17.9, which is, in ACT terms, an 18. Okay? Oh, the median. God, we got to list out 17 of them. You really don't have to. You can get to the halfway mark and be done with it, but at least it's odd. So you would say 15, 15, 15, 5 16s, 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, one more, a 17 and an 18, 3 19s, a 20, a 22, and 2 23s. 17, so it'd be the 9th number because I went one less, which is 16. Okay, half of that's 8. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'd be the 9th number because now you have 8 on this side. And you should have 8 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you can just go from here, go okay, keep going until you have and you meet in the middle. Okay, however it is you want to do it. Find the mid-range. 23 plus 15 divided by 2. That's going to give us 38 divided by 2 gives us 19. Okay. All right, identify the mode. Well, there were 5 people that scored a 16. So the ACT score, the mode would be 16. Well, what does it tell us? Suppose a new student joined the class. The student's math ACT score was a 35. How does that affect the mean, median, and mid-range? Well, let's think about it. We got one that scored a 35. That would be way down here on that graph. Okay. First of all, for the mean, which is an average, okay, watch what happens to it. Let's see if it may not change it a whole lot because there's 18 people. So now 305 plus a 35 divided by now 18 people. So now the mean went up 1 point. So approximately up to a 19. Okay. The median, we would add that right here. So now you'd have these two middle numbers, 17 and the 18. So if you add those two together and divide by 2, the median is going to be 17.5. Because that gives us 35 divided by 2. And the mid-range will change. Because we're going to say 35. There's a bad 35 right there. 35 plus 15, it's still bad. Divided by 2. So that gives us 50 divided by 2, and that gives us 25. Okay. And that is 2.7.